Hi guys, welcome to the Aspiring Entrepreneur. I hope you're having a happy holiday season. This week we do have a short week. We have about 3.5 days of trading. We have a half day on Christmas Eve. So with that said, guys, I hope you're enjoying this time off with your friends and family, and of course ending the year in a solid way and having a profitable year. I know we're all looking forward to 2021, and I appreciate you guys again for supporting this channel. We did start a few months ago, and we're up to a little over 1,000 subscribers. I just want to thank you guys personally for helping us get to that level. In this video, I'd like to go over the Palantir stock. It's a stock that is exciting, a lot of potential. It's definitely something that I want to keep following up on at least once a week with you guys. And so let's just jump right into that. So in my daily chart here on my TradingView platform, I've outlined a key support level at $25. We had this real ramp up here. We talked about how, it was really going vertical, and it, Palantir never had sort of traded up in the 30s level. So we had this massive sort of run up, and then we had the sell off. And the key really was when it started unwinding from this sort of upper level where it was way off the upper Bollinger Band, which is this band here, and it sort of came back here, is where exactly it wanted to go. So the key level here was the $21 to $22 level where we bounced off of. So we bounced off of that, we traded sideways, and then this was the day where they had that key sort of government contract, and it went from, I had mentioned I had traded it, I had a ton of shares at 20 in the high 23s, and it went all the way up to, what was it, 29. So from 23 to 29, I mean, that's just a 30% gain, and any stock that does that kind of run up can't sustain that. So again, we need to sort of rotate, right? So when we talk about float rotations, we're talking about buyers and sellers. So if you're along and you've bought the stock, let's say at $10, and now it's $20-30, you're selling that stock. You're not just holding on to it. But then there's also those people who are like big fans and like, hey, this is going to be a stock that goes up to $100 in the next 12 months. I'm just going to hold on to it. So you have that too. So you had massive buying and selling, and then you can tell that the volume the last couple of weeks has really died off. And of course it could be because of the holiday season, but in order for us to really get out of this consolidation range that we've been in, we need to really get volume. And we see that in Apple and Tesla and any stock, right? You need volume in order to get to the next level. And in order for that to happen, it needs the shares that are out there need to rotate to new buyers, people who say, hey, I want to pay for Palantir because I see the value in the stock. And so the levels I've drawn out here are 25. We had a lot of bounce off of in the 25s. And when I say 25, it could be 25, 25, it could be 25. It's basically in the 25s. We had a lot of consolidation and bouncing off of that level, right? We had it here once, twice, 3 times. It acted as previous resistance on a couple of days. And then all of a sudden we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've had like 7, 8 bounces within the last month off of that 25 level. So if you're dip buying, obviously 25 is great. Now what happened? If you follow me on TradingView, I actually expected that we were going to test the resistance level, which we validated several times the last couple of weeks, is right here at the 28.25 to 28.40 range. And I expected that to happen Friday. And what happened was we actually got a downgrade. And what was nice about it was when you got a downgrade like you did in DoorDash and some of these other stocks, you saw, 10, 20%, essentially sell-offs. And with Palantir, it really traded in a tight range, right? So the high was 26.85 and the low was 25.80, guys. So we traded in a dollar range, which for Palantir, if you look at the average true range, we trade usually in a $2.50 to $3 range. So that means that if the stock trades at 26, there's a potential that it could trade to 23.50 or 28.50. So it has about a $2.50 range. So it got downgraded and it only went down $1, and it validated again the 25 range for our support. So my expectation is now that we're trading within that 20 moving average, is that we will continue to trade sideways. But the key level here, if you're a breakout trader and you're watching this video, is you want to look at a breakout at 28.40. And the way I'm playing this personally is I'm holding on to a ton of shares. I'm selling my weekly calls out of the money up here in the 30s for every week as expiration. But what I'm waiting for personally is my trade is, and again, follow your own risk plan and your own game plan. Okay, so I'm just giving you my personal game plan. Is I'm waiting for us to start getting back up here, and when we do test the highs in the 30s, I'm actually going to sell out of the money calls going into like March. And I mentioned this in my last video, is that those are going for like $400 or $500 a contract. So imagine if you take 100 shares every 100 shares you have in Palantir, that's one contract. You can sell that for $400 to $500 in February, March. So what my plan to do is to do a really nice trade on Palantir, probably for March, and to sell these calls out of the money. So if Palantir does continue to move forward, which we expect it to do up into the 30s and the 40s, that I can capitalize on that by locking in profit up into that call range, but also selling those calls and making that premium. Why wouldn't I do that now? I could do that, but my expectation again is that we're going to break through this 2840 range. And why should I sell call contracts out here right now when they're worth less, when they'll be worth even more once we get back into the 30s? And so that's my game plan. And again, let's just assume worst case that Palantir takes a while and decides, you know what, and it trades sideways for a longer time. Guess what? I can always wait and push that to March, April. I can continue to sell the weekly calls, right? And I can push that trade idea to April and still make that. But the idea is I don't want to sell those calls way up here when we're still trading in the 20s. Okay, so I want to see this breakout. I want to see a retest up here in the 30s, and then I want to sell those calls. So guess what? If Palantir goes down, it doesn't matter. I still get the premium. And if the day in March or April or wherever that expiration hits, and let's say Palantir trades below that call value, guess what? I get to keep that premium and my shares. If it trades over that strike price, so let's just say it's $35 for you, then you get to sell your shares. You get to keep that profit up to $35, and you get to keep the premium, guys. So why not lock in profit? Why not lock in some passive income while you're holding on to shares? Okay. So with that said, guys, again, key levels here: breakout traders, 2840. Support for key support here, 25 validated several times. Again, downgrade, minor negative news, no problem. We sold off $1, not a big deal. I will break this, right? We tried once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This thing's ready to break. I think we'll break. We'll test it one more time. We'll fail, and then we'll break through it the next time in that same session, most likely the 2840 range. With that said, guys, as always, best of luck. Kill it. If you have any questions or comments, throw it below, and I respond to every comment on this channel. And again, if you like this video, please hit the like, subscribe to this channel. We are a 100% free content channel. We don't sell you any programs, any chat rooms, anything like that. And with that said, guys, happy holidays once again. Enjoy this time with your friends and family, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.